What's up, folks? Welcome back to another video. And today we're gonna go in again in rapid speed run. That's gonna be episode number 2. I'm really excited. Without further ado, let's start the first round of the game. Alright, we have RK Beauty from India. Good luck. E4. Let's play the French defense. Alright, D5, that's theory, main line. Advanced, I'm gonna go for C5. Some instinctive stuff. Knight f3, knight c6. It's all, I think, standard theory at this point. C3 is a top theory move. Alright, and now we'll move queen d6 here. Roman theories. Alright, that's kind of wrong. Why it's wrong? Because you can just take here. Oh, sorry. Take here. Instead, this pawn is hanging. Also, this bishop is trying to defend. You're not trying to go for the defense, so let's just take here. Yeah, that's the thing. Developing the Oscar Bishop in French is a very tough thing to do. And in advanced French, it's a very tough thing because you can always leave the b2 pawn hanging. You must develop the knight first, and then try to, get yourself going. That hangs another pawn, I think. Yeah, pawn on c3 is hanging. Like right here, that's hanging. So we can take it. Let's see if there are any nuances there. Yeah, the knight would be pinned. Yeah, I think taking here is reasonable. I think he might play rook c1 at the end. Still two free pawns, and you shouldn't really hesitate. Because we have really got a good pawn structure. Bishop to b4. Seriously. We can take your, and if knight takes. That's the problem. I think we should play bishop to d7 here. Try to unpin our piece. So this, yeah, I think bishop d7 is a good one. That's a good move, I think. Even if in exchange, alright, we should take with the pawn to the bishop. I think taking with the bishop would be better. You don't want double pawns at any cost whatsoever. You do get a bad bishop, but that's fine. Yeah, our king side is poorly developed. That's a wholesome truth. So I think we should try to develop an influence or controller. This move, even if it takes, it's gonna be a mistake. Alright, I was expecting to move rook c1. We should put our queen on a better square. I think queen a5 is good because now he needs to defend that pawn. You might play a4 and end up defending it, but that's blunder. Wait a minute. Queen a5. The only problem with queen a5 is that he can play the move knight to b3. But yeah, that still gives up a pawn, so I think this is a fantastic move. I think we have. As he hangs a pawn, I think he would try to defend that pawn. He's just playing slowly in this position, slowly but surely. You're gonna get advantage. This position. Mm, yeah, we're a bit low on time, but I think we're doing fine at this point. 2 points up on material, but now we should not get overconfident so quickly. Not a point to be shy of here. Already takes when we're not going to take back like exactly with the. Yeah, I could take the pawn there, but I think we should develop first. I think that's a better way. Let's develop first our knight here, and then we can just trade off and win that pawn back. It's just that's easy as that. Here's with rook e1. That's a better defensive resource because or he can also slide his bishop as a core trick, but mm, one has to see that. Of course, I want my bishop to get developed pretty quickly. Let's see what he plays. Our opponent plays. Still, I think the central control I think gives us a pretty superior edge in this position. Bishop to g6. I don't like that move. I don't like it at all. Because it takes we're gonna castle, and it's gonna be a pretty good game. But it takes we have the move knight to b3 again. That's just an impending disaster. Or we should try to attack the queen first. I'm thinking now. Yeah, bishop takes, knight goes there, and the knight goes there. To be honest, yeah, it's gonna be troublesome. Let's just put the bishop here. I think that's a good move. Then we're trying to capture it. All right, here queen e1. Now I think we can capture that pawn without any hesitation. Yeah, that's more like it. Pretty good activity. We're gonna castle and then try to play f6. Just demolish the center as quickly as possible. But yeah, we have to defend a lot of pieces. That's one of the true points. If we play knight to b3, actually, we can just trade with queen straight away and then maybe trade off a pair of bishops. Who knows? Wait a minute, what does he do? Am I missing something? Wait a minute, I can take here. I can literally take in this position. Is there any tactic that I'm not seeing? There is no fork. I guess it's a free one. I'm just gonna take her. I was a bit scared at first, to be honest. He's just given up a full exchange, I mean, even though the position isn't dying. But he just, he was like, all right, let's do something crazy. All right, he plays the move um, bishop back to e3, but now we can take with the knight. And if he takes with the knight, if it takes with a pawn, this pawn is going to get soft. If he takes with the queen, we're going to trade off queens, I think. I think this is just fairly obvious. He takes with the pawn, he doesn't want to trade off queens, which is good when you're down material. It's not usually, and it's generally not a good idea. Okay. Um, we can put the bishop back, slide it back, and then it would be stuck on f2. Wait a minute. Let me just rewind back. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, after the takes. Instead of capturing here, I could have played the move bishop here, which could have trapped him. But alright, let's just play the good move here. You're low on time now, actually. You gotta be quick. Now, if I play the bishop, it's not really gonna be so great. I think I've got a bit of a idea in my mind, actually. Yeah, okay. I have an idea. I have an idea. Boys have an idea. King a2. Alright, he's trying to, evade the pin. Which now I can play, I think, rook a to c8 and try to. Yeah, then I can try to generate some pressure, I think. Yeah, rook a c8, I think, is a good move. But I completely missed I could trap his rook, which I'm realizing later on. It's not classical, it's rapid chess. I'm not the fastest calculator that exists. Now I'm going to just slide the bishop here. So he has to play like move like, oh right, that was not expected. To be honest, takes. Now that's not good. Uh, his king is a bit clumsy, I think, so we could try to take advantage of that. Let's just go for the thematic breakdown now. F6. If it doesn't take it, so you can put there. Alright, he's trying to attack the queen, that's counterattacking. Pretty good virtue. That's the point of having the bishop there, was that our queen was pretty safe. Uh, let's just slide the queen there. I want to keep it on the diagonal. It looks pretty nice diagonal to have the queen on. Alright, we were waiting for this. Let's just take the rook. And now we're gonna double the rooks there. I'm low on time, man. That's the only problem. I might end up losing this game on time rather than via material. Um, let's just double the rooks, I think. That's a fantastic idea. And then we can probably try to. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we have a very nasty tactic out there with the double rooks. Yeah, I played a good move there. I genuinely believe takes, and his queen. Yeah, he's gonna lose his queen if he does. If he falls for this tactic. The idea is if you play something like anything, we have this mover very strong. I think he should try to slide his queen away. Maybe on like here. With yeah, that's I think a good move. Queen d2 would be good. Let's see. All right. Oh wow, wow. He finds the defensive resource. Come on, I could never believe that going to happen. You're not going to trap his rook like that, but I think this is going to be good. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. I expect it to be. I didn't calculate it fully at this position because I'm now doing time 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Uh, you can push her actually. I realize, but if he pushes, he's going to be in a bit of trouble. Then move knight to b2 was absolute cinema. I couldn't believe if I the move knight to d2. I couldn't believe my own eyes. Like wow. All right. What is he going to do? He's trying to threaten him 8 and 1. I think that's the point. Let's just play this move. I think. Yeah. Both of us are low on time now, but I do expect to get better in the game. All right. I'm gonna kick the knight. That knight is gonna get kicked out. He's to play knight of 3 here to retain any chances. All right. Now we are gonna. It's gonna be a battle on time. I think now it's gonna be a battle of flagging. All right. He can play knight to e4. That's a very good move actually. Yeah, I was looking at that move. Should I just give up a rook here? If I give up a rook here, he takes back my rook. Yeah, no, that's not a good move actually. It's a very bad move. Uh, I don't know. It's a bit passive, just a little bit passive. But yeah, now I think the problem is going to come. Yes, yeah, his both knights are defended here. What is that? I can take with the queen. There's no discovery. That was just that's going to be a battle against time now. I think it's going to be a race against time. Let's just push the pawns. I could have just played that move. It was better. Yeah, but that defends it. Oh, we can go here. I think we got ourselves good practical chances at that point. Yeah, just to take the straight of man. I'm just gonna push my pawn. Gotta be quick. Gotta be quick. I can't explain so much segue. I gotta be quick here. If it takes, I think we're gonna promote first. Basically, he has to stop the promotion in order to get any winning chances. Yeah, he can't stop the promotion there. There we go. All right, this is gonna be tense. Let's just save our rooks. Yeah, kind of like that. Promote to queen. Who's gonna get mated now? Checkmate. Whew, that was a game. This wasn't gonna be the most accurate game, but I think we did good. I think this game. Oh man, it's such a tense game. I actually love the game. Now we crossed 1050 with that game. It's not gonna be the most accurate game. Let's have an analysis. All right. So this is all theory and the French. Yep, theory. But yeah, from this point, the whole thing started. Actually, this wasn't even the good best mover. Yeah, I think. Nah, what was the best move actually in this position? I think if I had an engine, I could have kind of loaded it up. But I think this is not the best move that's been written. Actually, this was the best move. Yeah, I understand queenside push, but I didn't calculate that takes bishop here, and then I played another substandard move takes. If that he castles and he's in a bit of a pickle. Yeah, I mean, computer doesn't say it's a very good move. Not takes, not just takes. This was a good move. Yeah, totally. I had to believe that. And then I played this move. Queen slide back, a take, and he gives up an exchange for no reason. Tries to put it down there. Then a castle. He just moves his king out of the pin. Rook to c8. a3. Bishop to b4. Yeah, bit of not the most flawless technique. Yeah, this was okay. Knight goes there, queen goes back. It's alright. Knight goes there, then I double the rooks up. He puts the knight back, which was a very excellent move, I think. Was this premature? Indian says it's alright. Queen goes there, we kick it back. You could even play a move like this, but and this felt to be most primitive. Then I just hops back. I just put my rook back. Then he takes. Then I take back, and then he plays this move. Like he gives up a whole knight. He thinks he has got a very good discovery on me. Uh, all right. What happened to my mouse? Sorry. Let me just reconnect my mouse here. Uh, yeah. There we go. Um, oh, so I think my opponent was thinking in this position that maybe like uh, I'm going to take here, and he's going to take back, and he's going to be up exchange. But he forgot, of course, the critical move. That's takes. King goes there, a4. Just made an 8. Of course, we kind of delay the processions. Yeah, this was the entire game. French is pretty good, actually. Just I wanted to give you an introduction to the French theory. French is pretty good. I think it's very good when you're gonna be starting off as a beginner because it prevents something as nasty as the scholar is made because of the spawn 96. It's very good for beginners. From beginner to a grandmaster to a super GM to a world champion, you must know this opening. Fantastic opening is the French. You reply to d4. Now you're kind of hesitating and taking the control of the center. But your opponent like, all right, I have the whole center now. Yeah, basically everything is in my control. But you immediately reply with d5. You say, all right, you're not control. There are a lot of variations there. Actually, first you can even take on this position as the exchange, and you do have knights in this position. Moves like bishop e3. These are common moves. Anyways, there's also the classical. Maybe you can go for something like a burn variation here. And that's That's not so great, actually. I think I forgot how Elegant Charter to tank is played, but kind of the same thing in Siru. You can basically push here, but I think then he basically plays with this move. Then you go for this one, takes. Like this is kind of like theory. Although of course you have also stuff like win over French here, uh, which is intricate itself. On D4 you also have some side variations like the Tarash, which is pretty good. It's a fantastic opening. Basically, you don't want to go for people who are just scared about win over that bishop pin, because c3 can be played and there's no pin. There's some other rare variations. For example, Caruana played this in the candidates. Oh, sorry, not this variation. Sorry, I'm just fabricating it. He played this variation in the candidates. Anyways, basically this is the theory. I want to explain why we are playing like this in advanced. Basically, when you push a d pawn two steps, you must try to push the c pawn as well. D and c go hand in hand, and uh, knight f3 is basically, it's showing it as a negative. It might say c3 at first, because I have often forget that after knight f3 I tried to drive this into mainline theory by playing this, although I think I can take here, and it's just fantastically okay. This is just, you can try to go for like this approach, but I usually try to drive it into the theory, and we're basically in the theory zone now. This is like pinnacle advanced range theory. Queen b6 is a move that is pretty typical, and that's why like the players in advanced would struggle. Like this, whenever this bishop goes out, your b2 pawn is gonna hang. So the ideal approach is kind of to develop a knight here, then try to shuffle this, like kind of shuffle pieces. Anyways, but this move was like bad because it's not hanging pawn, but where is your bishop even standing at this position? No control at all. I don't know what else there is to discuss in this game. Yeah, I think that was just it. 29 seconds running. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was informative. I tried to give us some opening theory introduction. Uh, well, I would at the end always request you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notification bells. Until that, see you.